San Francisco 49ers have been extremely active today, making a bunch of restructures, signings, all different kinds of things. And we have another player returning who was a free agent. This time it is wide receiver Chris Conley, who will be returning to the San Francisco 49ers, as he wrote on Instagram. Run it back with a picture of himself wearing a 49ers jersey. Now, we already understood, according to Matt Mayoko, the 49ers were expected to re-sign him. So it's not officially reported just yet, but come on, connect the dots. Chris Conley is back with the San Francisco 49ers. We will find out the length of the deal, the terms of the deal. I would assume we're talking about a 1-year, cost-effective veteran deal that allows the 49ers continue to make moves. As we know, Chris Conley was actually a very impactful player down the stretch. He made some big time plays, although it might have been just one or two huge plays, especially when you go back to that Green Bay Packer game. That throw from Brock Purdy against the right sideline to Chris Conley was a huge play on a must-score drive as they were driving down the field to execute a come-from-behind win in that game. So Chris Conley has been impactful. One of my favorite stories about that particular play is Chris Conley talked about how him and Brock have never practiced that before. They have never connected on that play in practice on basically like a deep out towards the sideline. They've never done it. They never did it in practice. But when the entire season was on the line, they got it done. And that's why veterans like this are really important, because one, the moment isn't too big for them, and they're just professionals. They know what to do. They know where to be. And that was, again, one of the more impactful plays of that postseason run. Chris Conley has also been a key special teamer with the San Francisco 49ers. So, again, it's a great signing. It makes a whole lot of sense for the San Francisco 49ers. When you look at what he has passed, he is a former third-round draft pick from the Kansas City Chiefs in 2015, 6'3", 205, 4.35 40. He's fast. He is 31 years old. He'll be 31 throughout the season. So he's definitely on the opposite side of 30, but he still looks like he can play. And he's built the right way, even if he's not getting, a ton of targets or a ton of playing time. Great mindset, great mentality, team player, veteran presence in that wide receiver room, and clearly a strong fit for the San Francisco 49ers. So again, the 49ers do lose Ray McCloud throughout this free agency period, but they were able to tender Jawan Jennings at the second round level. They bring back Conley. It remains to be seen if and when Brandon Ayuk is going to get the contract extension. I know there's been a ton of rumors about both Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk, but it's important to note they are just rumors. The hope is that deal gets done. Deebo, Ayuk, Jennings, Conley are back, and the 49ers look to the draft for potential additional upgrades at the wide receiver spot. In talking to multiple wide receivers at the NFL Combine, they told me that they had formal meetings with the Niners, including guys like Xavier Worthy, who broke the 40 Combine record, fastest of all time, and as well as Xavier Legette, who also told me that he had a formal meeting with the San Francisco 49ers. He says he talks to Deebo Samuel every week, and they work out together. So Xavier Legette is a name to keep an eye on as well. And those guys are fringe first rounders, potentially high middle second rounders. We'll see where they ultimately go. But the point being is the San Francisco 49ers are doing their homework on wide receiver in this upcoming draft class. And hey, 49ers would love to get more speed on the outside. I know they drafted Danny Gray in the third round. Danny Gray was effectively redshirted last year. we pretty much had two red shirts last year, Danny Gray and Cameron Latu at tight end. So it'll be interesting to see what their future looks like with the San Francisco 49ers, if they even have one. It's definitely not a good sign to get redshirted and, be stuck on injured reserve all year when you have the opportunity to come off of it and you don't. Um, so we'll see what that translate and looks like next season for those two players. But again, one of the key themes here is the San Francisco 49ers are filling every single hole that they have on the roster. And there's still a couple moves that I think are going to be made, predominantly at the defensive back position. I think a safety move is going to happen. I think another cornerback move is going to happen. We saw that they brought in a special teamer at cornerback earlier today in Chase Lucas. I still think they're going to be targeting defensive tackle and edge in the draft. Offensive line will become a target in the draft, wide receiver, tight end. But the main point is there's no real glaring holes. There's still some need for depth, as I've just explained. But you look at the 49ers offensive line, all five starters are returning. You look at the 49ers wide receivers as it stands right now. You got your top three wide receivers. You look at the defensive line. We've already know all the moves that have happened at that position. That's definitely been the position that has seen the most roster turnover. But hey, the 49ers are making moves. And again, 11 draft picks. Well, I guess 10 draft picks now because the 49ers did trade for a player with a 7th round draft pick. So, and that was Malik Collins from the Texans. So the 49ers have 10 draft picks and still plenty of room to move up. And the whole key of this is becoming flexible heading into the draft. So that is the key word, key term, key emphasis of all these moves that have been going down today. Flexibility in the draft. That's the number one goal, in my opinion, for the way they are building out this roster. A lot of depth moves. I'm not surprised. Neither should you. The 49ers are building out this roster in a way that they have to. You got a lot of top end talent, a lot of high end, high paid guys. You got to backfill with quality depth at a cost effective rate. So good move. Good move. And hey, I like the Conley move. I think this is a good one. So let me know what you guys think about this in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.